Conflicting witness statements and missing bits of evidence. A special team of investigators is given a challenging task of recreating the scene of a major crash. Our 10 News reporter Matt Boone spoke to officers in Oceanside about what it takes to make it all come together.
When police arrive on scene, they encounter a lot of different situations. Sometimes the car is left behind. Other times it looks like this, a blank slate. So they have to start looking for clues. Things like this, a tire tread mark that can help them start piecing together what happened.
We don't get all the pieces ahead of time handed to us, so we have to actually walk around.
That was the case on June 27th, 2016.
You could tell that the pedestrian had basically hit and ridden up the hood and then going through the windshield.
Oceanside police officer Brian Hendricks describes the confusion when they arrived on scene.
The fact that there was no other glass or debris or anything like that in the area, we knew that's not where our crash scene was.
They were eventually led back to the original crash site, more than a mile away, meaning the suspect had hit the man and driven around that whole time with his body in the windshield.
The tire marks go completely onto the sidewalk.
From there, they start working backwards.
And then there was shoes, glass, pants from the pedestrian. He was literally knocked out of his pants and his shoes. Those were still in the roadway. His wallet, with his ID and everything, was in the roadway.
His name was Jack Tenholzen, and he had died in the crash. Time for Hendricks and his team to get to work. Using low-tech to high-tech gear,
we just lined it up with the prism.
The Major Accident Investigation Team is tasked with recreating an accurate map showing what happened.
There's a lot at stake, and you want to make sure that all the evidence is there and compiled and processed in a correct fashion.
It's a meticulous process, sometimes forcing them to close off lanes of traffic for hours. It's also a job that requires them to be on call whenever tragedy strikes.
I'm running errands, or I plan on going to a kid's dance recital or something like that, or help out at their school, and I get a call out. So my wife couldn't count on me for anything at home because we never knew when there was going to be a call out.
I'm sorry.
The investigation into the death of Mr. Tenholzen led to this courtroom outburst. Stacy Sanchez was found to be the driver, convicted of second-degree murder for killing him and not stopping.
Her defense was that she fell asleep. The problem is even if she did fall asleep, it's because she was so drunk that she probably, she may have passed out.
That was part of their investigation, too, piecing together her partying that night and a revealing phone call to her husband.
She had already told him, I'm too drunk to drive. She knew she was too drunk to drive. She was told by another person she was too drunk to drive, was offered a cab, and she still drove anyway. So that proves a willful negligence, a willful disregard for the safety of others.
That's what he says helped them secure the second-degree murder conviction. She's now serving 15 years behind bars.
I can tell you, my 5 years there, nothing was more rewarding than finding out what happened. A sense of relief, a sense of closure.
Reporting in Oceanside, Matt Boone, 10 News.